Hey guys, Jason here at the Players Club in Burbank, and today I want to talk about effective practice tips for adult students. So I get to work with a lot of adult students throughout the week, and the most common thing I see with players of that age is, number one, they're super passionate about playing, and if you're watching this video, you probably are too, and that is awesome. But they're also limited on their practice time, and they kind of get discouraged, when they can't practice more than 1 or 2 days a week. It's understood. It's okay. You have a busy life. So today I want to give you some practice tips and maybe some mindset tips on how you can maximize the time that you do have. So when you go into your practice session, whether that's 5 minutes or 5 hours, whatever you can afford to use in the week, you want to go in with a game plan, okay? And that's really, really important. So the first tip for improving your practice sessions, if you're an adult student, is have an objective, okay? Whether that is, I'm only going to practice on my strumming hand technique today, or I'm only going to practice on my picking, or I'm only going to practice on my chord transitions. Have a definite objective when you go into that practice session. Step number 2, or point number 2, is going to be to have a dedicated time frame to that technique that you're trying to work on. So let's take, for example, that you want to work on your alternate picking. Okay, so what I mean by alternate picking is your down and up picking on the guitar to improve your soloing, okay, or your ability to just flow on the fretboard. So you have, let's just say, 10 minutes of practice time that you can squeeze in 2 days a week. Okay, and that's realistic. Within that 10 minutes, how much of that time do I want to dedicate to working on this concept? Now, I'm a big believer in quality practice over quantity practice. And what I mean by quality practice is that you really focus in the time that you are practicing. So you're not just letting your mind escape, you're not thinking about other things. You're really committed to improving whatever it is that you're doing. So if we go back to our objective, which is to work on alternate picking, and we have a 10-minute practice window, well, maybe we dedicate 3 minutes of that 10-minute time span. So 30% of our practice time is going to be working on our number one objective for that practice day, the alternate picking. So then you want to have an exercise or a song that will help you work on the technique. So that's the next tip, is have a specific exercise that will help develop the skill that you're looking to improve on. So you can find hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube at this point that'll talk about any guitar skill that you're interested in. So let's figure out that our exercise is going to be, maybe we do a very basic chromatic exercise from frets 5, 6 to 7. We'll add 8 so we have an even number. So now we know, okay, I want to focus on my alternate picking. I'm going to use 30% or 3 minutes of my 10 minutes. I have an exercise that I can apply or apply and practice the skill to. The next step is to have metrics, or a way of kind of tracking your progress. So within the 3 minutes that I'm going to practice this exercise, my goal is to do, let's say, 5 repetitions at 70 beats per minute. Now what that means is that I'm using a metronome or a drum beat set to 70 BPM, or beats per minute. This way I can improve my speed each practice session that I come back to. So if I can do my first exercise like that with my metronome set to 70, I can do that for a 3-minute time span, mark it down, and then the next practice session I come back and I can try it at 73. So that way I'm able to see my progress. This is going to help you feel really good and accomplished after each practice session. So the next tip is to mark down your progress. If today you're able to do the exercise at 70, write it down. 3 minutes, 70 beats per minute, whatever today's date is. Then you come back to your next session, you have a frame of reference to work off of. Rather than kind of guessing what you were working on before, you know exactly what to do. Okay, last week I was able to do the exercise for 3 minutes at 70 beats per minute. This week, I'm going to try and do it at 73 or 75. And you make these incremental growths, and they don't have to be, like wild, where the first week you're going 70 and the next week you're going 90. No. Slow and consistent growth. So I'm hoping that this helps you, but just remember, know exactly what you want to practice, know how much of the time you're willing to practice on that specific subject, have an exercise that will help you get better at it, write down your progress, be sure to use a metronome so that you can track your progress, and create realistic goals within that exercise so that you can have that sense of accomplishment, that you really feel like you're getting somewhere with this stuff. So if you need any exercises or whatnot, you can check on YouTube, or you can also check our channel, or you can message us, and we're happy to give you exercises to work on as well. But happy strumming, and then remember, stay focused and you can do this. See you soon.